Hey, everybody, welcome back to another night of My Life Has Destiny podcast, where I am one of your hosts, Coco Fenton, and we have your other host over here, Miss Quint Jones. Tonight is
Hey.
all about her, you guys, so thank you guys for joining us. We will not be before you long. Tonight is going to be a short and sweet one, but not too short. So before we get ready to get started here, we're going to see if Quint has a few words for the folks before we get
Hey,
started.
hey, everybody. I am truly excited on tonight. Um, Look, this is the day the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Whatever you're going through on tonight, don't let your circumstances define you. That's what I want to say on tonight. We got a treat for you on tonight. And yes, I'm just excited. I'm truly, truly excited. So stick with us. Somebody could win a book. Yeah, stick with us on tonight. And we'll let Coco define how you can win a book. Okay. Hey.
Okay, well, she telling me something new, so I'm finna tell you how. I don't even know how to tell you how to read it. Okay, but hold on. I didn't get that memo.
We'll figure that out too.
Okay. Y'all know how we do. We have blooper reels, and this is one of them. So okay. Anyway, we have a song treat tonight by none other than Mr. Stan himself. So we are getting ready to hear the lovely vocals of Mr. Stan. Stan, are you ready, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
I'm ready. All right, I
go
need
ahead.
everybody heart to be in the right place. I'll just say yes. You lead the way. I'm not afraid of what it means for me to say that this life you gave is not my own. I'm trusting you to hear my yes and lead me on. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My life is yours. I'll just say yes. You lead the way. I'm not afraid of what it means for me to say that this life you gave is not my own. I'm trusting you to hear my yes and lead me on. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My life is yours. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My life is yours. And there is peace when I say yes. I might not see it now, but you gave the rest for all you've done and obey. There is an answer, no more delay. I'll just say yes, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. My life is yours. And there is peace when I say yes. I may not see it now, but you save the rest for all who trust and obey. There is an answer, no more delay. I'll just say yes, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. My life is is yours. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My life is yours. And there is peace when I say yes. I might not see it now, but you save the rest for all who trust and obey. There is an answer, no more delay. I'll just say yes, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. My life is yours. Yes, Lord. 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 Yes, Lord. My life is yours. Thank you.
Awesome. Let me find out you got some pipes back there. I'm mad that you sung my song though. I want to throw my shoe. Like, but we're gonna talk, we're gonna discuss that at a later date. Thank you so much for the wonderful rendition of Yes Lord by Brian Courtney Wilson, y'all. But that was the Stanley Primos version. You can download it if you like. You can find it on YouTube. All right. So we thank you guys. Now, if she could get herself together, because she can't talk to y'all until she stops fanning. We gonna wait. We gonna wait for it.
I'm okay. I'm just trying to hold
She
back.
having a moment.
I'm okay. Go ahead.
She having a moment.
I'm good. I'm good.
You sure? We gonna wait. We can wait.
I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. I'm trying to hold back tears because you told me no waterworks on tonight. So and I'm feeling the presence of the Lord tonight, and I just feel wonderful. Let me get this bright light out about my face now.
See, I told you.
Yes.
I told you. See. All right. Well, you
Yeah.
guys, we are here because this is her book launch for her The Art of Forgiveness book. If you have not purchased it yet, it is available on Kindle and Amazon. I do not know if it's available in the other bookstores yet, but we will keep you guys posted when it is. Also, her other book is also out. She will talk to you guys about that one on a later date, because she does not have the book to show. So, with that being said, we are not going to prolong it. We are going to let her talk about the book, what it means, what it took for her to write it, and now that it is out, how she's feeling about it.
Well, let me tell you, The Art of Forgiveness. I wrote this book because I realized that forgiveness is a process. And sometimes, as Coco and I were discussing today, it takes longer for you to forgive some things compared to others. Um, for me, with all that I went through, I had to truly not repress forgiveness, but truly forgive. Because a lot of times we will repress some things and we say that it looks like forgiveness until that thing arises. And then, or that person is before us. And then all of a sudden, our whole demeanor change, our attitude change, and that person takes control of your life to the point it determines your whole day. And we need to learn how. And a lot of people told me I needed to forgive, but they never told me how to forgive. And they never told me what I needed to do to start the process. So really looking inside of me and starting the process of my forgiveness journey was really important. So when I wrote the book, I gave scenarios. I gave I had you to do an assessment in the beginning of the book so that we can see where you are and if you really wanted to start the process of forgiveness. Like I said before, the book is not for everybody. If you don't want to start your healing process, it's not for you. If you don't want to look inside yourself and go back to the potter's wheel, it's not for you. If you don't want to deal with the spirits that's coming before us now, it's not for you. So I dealt with different scenarios, such as, you dealing with you dealing with the Jezebel spirit, you're dealing with different concepts because unforgiveness is running rampant in the church, and a lot of people don't understand why, and they're not knowledgeable. So when I wrote the book, it was kind of hard to write, but I really felt like we needed to get it out there. It needed to be heard. So that's why I wrote the book.
Okay. Was it a hard thing to write?
Yes, because I had to deal with me. And although I do a self evaluation often, with certain concepts, you don't want to look at you and you don't want to go back and you don't want to see where you're wrong. So like I said, the process takes a little bit longer. So yes, it was pretty hard to do to write.
Okay. So what was the hardest part to write?
The hard
I know that the book talks about forgiveness. So was it the fact that you had to forgive yourself first?
I had to definitely forgive myself first. And that's where it has to start. I had to look at certain things and realize, look, you caused this. It wasn't just the other person, but you had a part to play in it. So, for example, when I got my first marriage, when I got married, I thought those were my prayers, but it was other people's prayers being projected on me. But I knew we was having problems before we got married. The triggers were there. So my aunt told me not to do it, but I saw potential and I did what I wanted to do. And in that, I had to take responsibility for my actions in it. It wasn't hunky dory when we got married. So I knew if I'm going into a marriage with problems, what am I going to have? Problems. So I can't just blame him for all the problems. I have to take accountability. So, yes.
Okay. All right. So pretty much, um, you saw the red flags before you went in it and did it anyway.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I saw the red flags and I saw the diamonds. And that's what I
Okay.
looked at, the diamonds and the potential. And where I thought I was like, oh, we were friends first. And you know the games that things play in our head. So we can see all of the good stuff, but we're drowning out the bad stuff or we're ignoring the bad stuff. So, and the bad outweighed the good. There was physical fighting, there was verbal abuse, there was mental abuse, all of this before I got married. But I still chose to take that step and marry him.
Okay. So if the bad outweighed the good, what made you stay?
Uh, Once again, it was projected on me. So my pastor at the time was my mother-in-law,
Okay.
and the counsel was coming from a person that was in abuse. or that dealt with abuse and was not healed from abuse. So she became abusive.
So,
So it was wrong counsel.
so you had an abusive counsel on top of actual abuse.
Exactly.
So there was no out
No out.
at that time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Um. So when did you realize that you actually had not actually forgiven?
It took me to have a real conversation 20 years almost with him.
Wow.
Almost 20. Okay, no. Do I want to say 20 years? In 2009, I divorced him. Yeah. It took almost
Wow.
probably about 16 to 20 years for me to have a
Wow.
real conversation with him without getting angry, without wanting to tear his head off. So
That's all.
when I realized I can be cordial and literally have a conversation, that's when I realized I'm not just repressing it, but I have forgiven him.
Okay. All right. So if there is a person watching the show right now, how would you tell them to know whether it's true forgiveness or just the thought of I think that I have forgiven you, but I really haven't?
I would say if you walk in a room and you see that person there and that person does not define your being, that person does not make you angry, that person is a non-factor in your life, that person you can say hey and keep it moving and be cordial, then you know you forgave that person. You don't feel like tearing his head off. You know you forgave that person. But when you walk in the room and that person's in the room and your whole attitude change, and I talked about that in the book too. For example, you go to a restaurant with a bunch of friends and a person you had an argument with in the past walk in the restaurant, all of a sudden you angry, your friends try, your night is ruined, you leaving the restaurant, they never acknowledge you. You the only one mad. Why? They moved on with their life.
Right.
9 times out of 10, you don't even know why you got an attitude with that person because it has been so long, but you still dealing with it. It's time for you to look at you. It's time for you to say, look, I can't allow this person to have this much control over my life. It's time for you to say, okay, I need to move on to get to my destiny because as long as I'm living in my past, I can't move forward in my future.
This is
So
right.
we got
I
it.
mean, the blame game only lasts so long. You know what I mean? Um, I have not read this book that she's talking about, you guys. Um, but I do know, because I still got so many to read right now. But um, I can say that just personally, when it comes down to forgiveness, period, the blame game only lasts so long. And
Right.
if with everything you got going on, if it's always the other person, you got to look at you.
Exactly. And Amber said, was it not till the book that you were willing to accept your part in the wrong to be able to holistically forgive? No, it was way before the book. I had to accept my part in the wrong. But the Lord gave me the book because there is still a lot of people dealing with unforgiveness. Just like when um I think it was 2016 when I realized that I was still repressing stuff from a childhood when 5 boys tried to rape me in the playground, and my cousin stopped it. I put that thing so far down that I completely forgot about it till I was in church, and the pastor I was under at the time was preaching on something, and I just began to weep because it came back to my remembrance, and I was like, "Oh my God, I completely forgot about this. I did not deal with it, so I literally had to forgive those guys because it was childhood." But because it was so traumatizing to me, I just didn't deal. And then one of the people tried to send me a friend request on Facebook. And I was like, no, I remember. But at the same time, I gotta forgive you, but that don't mean I have to deal with you. So
That's a
they
lot.
don't determine my day anymore. So no, it did not take the book, but there, like I said, there's so many people that, people tell them you need to forgive, but they don't tell them how to forgive or where to start with forgiveness, or realizing that you have to start with you and you have to forgive yourself, because a lot of times we don't forgive ourselves and we blame ourselves for a lot of things that we go through. Yes, there's some parts that we may have played, but everything is not our fault. Some things we are accountable for, and we walk in guilt. You can't constantly walk in guilt over stuff that has happened to you. So it's really, really important for us to know where we stand when it comes to unforgiveness and forgiveness. And dealing with unforgiveness, it can cause a lot of stress. It brings about a lot of spirits. It brings about hatred. It brings about sickness. You have to realize where you are and what you're carrying. And that weight is just too heavy to carry.
Yeah. So when you say, because I'm sure that people that are listening, when you say learn how to forgive, can you expound on that part?
Once again, learning how to forgive starts with you. You accepting you for you. Because a lot of times we accept us the way people look at us, and you getting to know who you are, and you trusting God that He's going to take care of everything that you've gone through, and everything that you've gone through you went through for a purpose. It was necessary. It starts there. Get to know yourself. You are not your trauma. You are not your circumstance. You are not what you went through. It starts there. You have to see you as God sees you. And you have to truly see you as a loving, unique, fearfully and wonderfully made person that was made in the image of God and in the likeness of God. Don't look at you with what you're going through. You're not a byproduct of your circumstance. You don't have to be.
Okay, we have a person that sent a message in from, I guess this is from YouTube,
Okay.
that wants to know if the trauma is fresh,
Mm-hmm.
how am I supposed to forgive?
It still has to start. If the trauma is fresh, you have to realize that unforgiveness gives the person control over your life. And the person does not deserve that much control over you. Only God does. So as long as you're walking in unforgiveness, you're walking in captivity, and you're giving that person and the situation power. So at that point, it's like I need to walk in freedom. Forgiveness is for me, is not for the other person. And I need to be able to not focus on what I went through, but focus on where I'm going. So that's what I had to learn. Because as long as you're holding the grudge and holding on to it, you're literally laying down your life and allowing them to win all over again.
Okay. They said they're whoever it is listening. So
Mhm.
they said that they are not there yet, but they thank you for the information.
You're welcome. But
So
we're believing
we
God.
understand when it's fresh, the first thing in your brain is the first thing in the person's mind is not to forgive. That
Right,
is not the first thing that automatically happens after trauma. Trust me, I'm real good and say, but that would not be my first thought
right,
after trauma is that I'm going to forgive. You
right,
know, it will come with time. You know, and I'm not saying that you take forever because the longer you take, the more miserable you can actually be if every time you think about it, you see them or you have a flashback, any of those type of things, it makes you have that type of feeling. Eventually, you'll want to not feel that way anymore, and that's where
and
you have to be ready to let it go.
it can cause you to walk in fear. So that's where it kind of captivates your mind. So every time you go someplace, it's like, okay, this is a trigger for me. This is something that I'm constantly dealing with, and you become stagnant. You become stuck, and nobody wants to remain in that place.
So, um, I would have to say, um, I've heard, a lot of different people um, talk about forgiveness in multiple ways, different scenarios, of course, all different reasons and why they chose to have the reasons to forgive, things of that nature. But when she talks about you having to learn how to forgive yourself, um, in life, we're going to make mistakes. We as people, period, we're going to make mistakes. So as I stated earlier, it's not a blame game. It's not a one-sided situation. So in any scenario, you have to forgive yourself for whatever part you play, no matter how small, no matter how big. Because if you do not learn how to forgive you, you really cannot move on.
Exactly.
You will think that you're moving on, but eventually something will come and it'll hit you, and when it does, you be like, "Wow, I'm
Hmm.
still there when I thought that I had let this go."
Right.
And you don't want to repress a thing. Do not repress it. Hello. You don't want to repress it, you know. Because when you repress things, that's not being dealt with. You just
Right.
decided I don't want to deal with it today.
And they
That's pretty
resurface.
much that's what a repression is. It's
Hmm.
not you dealing with it. You just decided I don't want to deal with it today.
Hmm.
And a lot of people, your today is 5 years, 6 years, sometimes even longer than that.
Exactly.
But you gotta deal with it at
Hmm.
some point. That's just like you hear us say, and we've said it in shows before, that you can't be a runner all your life. At some point, you got to stop and face the music. So
Exactly.
at some point, you got to stop and deal with you,
Hmm.
right? Before you can deal with anybody else. If you can't deal with yourself, how do you expect to deal with another individual or multiple people for that matter?
Right.
You got to learn how to deal with you, right?
Exactly.
And if you never deal with self, you'll never fully be able to grasp a relationship, any type of friendship, business related. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't care, any type of job, you'll never fully be able to grasp the relationship with somebody else for that matter.
And everything becomes toxic, and then you create soul ties, emotional soul ties. I mean, sexual soul ties, spiritual
Right,
soul ties, whatever soul tie it is, you begin to create those things because you have not let go, and you're constantly comparing and bringing one trauma to the next relationship,
right,
or one situation to the next relationship. Whatever the issue is, you're constantly carrying it over. So it's just traveling, and you're creating bad relationships.
right. And then if it's not that, you are don't become one of those individuals that when you when you go looking for someone, whether it be friend or whether it be somebody to have a actual like relationship with, that you're looking for a person to fill a void.
Right.
Because when you're trying to fill a void, baby, let me tell you something. Wrong thing.
Hmm.
When you feel like you got a void that need to be filled, you'll go running and chasing everything that you think looks like that thing that you want, or
Hmm.
that you feel like you have need of, and you'll be chasing the wrong thing for so many reasons for such a long time for with no it's just like it's like a tunnel that has no end in sight,
Hmm.
because the void that you feeling can never be filled because you not right.
Right.
Right, what you feeling within you not right. The void is here. It ain't something that somebody else can come and give you to make
Hmm.
the void go away.
Exactly.
So don't let it get you to the point that's what you feeling like you need to do.
Right.
That I'm just trying to fill a void. I got a void. I don't like it. So when it's like that, talk to somebody.
Hmm.
Right. That's what you right. The God shaped hole ain't even a word for what I call it. But at one point in time, I was one of those people. I had a void, and I thought I had found those so-called friends to fill it
Hmm.
by having those friends. Oh, they have need of me. No, I was just a benefit.
Hmm. And then you find yourself looking for love in all the wrong places because you're
All the wrong
trying
places.
to fill that void.
Right. And you don't want to be one of those people. I promise you don't. That's a hard road to take. It's an
Hmm.
even harder pill to swallow every day, but it's a hard road to take. Um, and once I realized what I was doing, I was like, okay, I got to do something about this.
Hmm.
So my answer was church. My answer was singing in church, and that's what it was for me. But you have to find a healthy medium, as I call it, or a
Hmm.
healthy go to be able to overcome that type of a obstacle. Because,
Right.
honey, I tell you, the need to fill a void is like a strong craving when you got this one thing that you just craving and you gotta have it so bad. What you willing to do to get that one thing sometimes, to go after it, that one meal that you want, you'll get up in the middle of the night, get in
Hmm.
your car and go get. If the place
Exactly.
is still open, they
Hmm.
got your favorite dessert, but we 24 hours, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go get it. Or
Hmm.
for my people that have had children before, you in your midnight hour pregnancy cravings, and
That's
you
right.
got to have this thing, and you got to have multiple things on top of things, because y'all know people with pregnancy cravings, they be putting some combinations together.
Yes.
So it's the same way when we are wanting something out of people,
Hmm.
or we're wanting something that we can't get. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, one, is the thing that you chasing, is it worth it? And two, what is it really doing to me?
Right.
Because I want this thing so bad, you know. And for me, I didn't like the way it made me feel. I definitely didn't like the way it made me look.
Mm-hmm.
Because from the outside looking in, people looking at you, and they got perceptions about what you do and how you doing it. Mm, don't look that good from their eyes.
Right.
But in the back of your mind, that's not what you see about yourself.
Right.
You
And
know,
and
so again, go ahead.
even in that, like walking in unforgiveness will cause you to become bitter. And that's something else I talked about in my book. I was lost. So I wasn't myself. So I ended up back in the clubs. I ended up drinking. I ended up partying. I ended up promiscuous, just doing stuff that I should not have been doing. And guess what? It became fun because I wasn't in my right state of mind, because I'm walking in all this bitterness. Why is nobody there for me? But I'm not seeing the people that God is actually sending, but it's not the people that I want.
That's it. That part.
That's the thing. It's not what I perceive it to be. So, hey, I'm going to do what I want because God is not hearing me. But God has been answering my need. He's providing for me. He's given me everything that I needed in that moment, but it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't who I wanted. And that's what I did. I went back out there. I went into a backslidden state. I went into a bitter state. I didn't want to listen to no gospel music. I was like, I'm not talking to God. And listening to gospel means he may talk to me, so I don't want to hear that either. We have to get to a place where it's like, okay, I recognize you did something to me. However, I'm not going to hold that. I'm going to allow God to deal with that because this battle don't belong to me. And even in that, like, we don't have a right, even though a person wronged us, and I had to get here too, just because you wrong me and you talk about me, I don't have a right to put my mouth on you. The word said, touch not mine anointed and do my prophet no harm. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and I will repay them. It's not about me getting back at you. It's about me praying for my enemies and allowing God to deal. Took a long time for me to get there. A long time. And there is times where it's like, look, you did this, I'm gonna get you back. And then I hear the word, be angry and sin not. It comes with a relationship, though. You have to have a relationship with God. You have to get into your place of worship. You have to get back on the potter's wheel so God can break you down and build you back up. There's some areas that needs to be smoothed out. And I still got some areas that need to be smoothed out. I'm far from perfect. But I wrote this so that you can identify and not do the things that I did. Not go back, not backslide, not hold a grudge, not stay stuck, not stay stagnant. Learn from my mistakes. Go ahead, Fred. Fred,
You're muted.
you're muted. You was getting ready to say something. Oh, so I mean, just like we tell our children, learn from my mistakes. You don't have to go through your own stuff. You can learn from it. But some people do have to experience for themselves.
My um one of my aunt's favorite songs was by I can't think of her name right now, but it's an old back in the day song, and one of the lines from her songs used to say, experience is the best teacher.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and sometimes that's what a person has to do
Right.
is they have to experience, a situation to learn from it.
That's true.
And pretty much that's what life is. Life is a big learning lesson.
Exactly.
Life don't come with a handbook.
It
It
does
don't
not.
it don't come with a handbook. I mean, the Bible tell you how to live it, but how you
Hmm.
should live it,
Right.
but even with that, you still got free will to make other decisions. And when you make those other decisions, there's no you flip to the back of the book to get a cheat code. It
Mhm.
ain't it's none of that involved.
Not
You
at
have
all.
to deal with the consequences from your actions, no matter
Exactly.
what you do, no matter how you do them, no matter how you say them. That's the reason why in life the Bible was so right where it says be think before you talk.
Oh yeah.
Be slow to speak.
Slow to
Because
speak.
if you really take the time to think before you talk, there's a lot of things you wouldn't say.
Hmm.
Because once you say them, you can't get them back. Once
And
it come
you'll
out your mouth, you can't take the word back.
right. And you'll also realize a lot of things that we're speaking on don't even deserve our energy. You putting too much into it, and it's like, why?
Right?
Why?
No need to being upset.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of different ways to handle battles.
Exactly.
Quiet ones and in prayer is always the best.
Oh yes,
Because honey, that's the best place to fight a battle.
that's right.
I hear people say it all the time, and the quote still go, "Ain't nothing like a praying person."
That's
You
it.
know, a lot of the quotes say a praying woman. I say it ain't nothing like a praying person. Period.
That's right.
Because a person with a prayer life, be
Hmm.
careful.
Amen.
Be careful. A person with a serious prayer life, be careful. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you do. Be careful how you treat them. Because even in the prayers where you pray for those who wronged you, when you are one of those upstanding people and you pray for people the right way,
Hmm.
even you ain't gotta say nothing wrong about them. There's no Lord, I want you to get them back. None of that foolishness that people be doing.
Mm.
It's Lord, allow them to see what they do.
Exactly.
Lord, let them know that this ain't right.
Hmm.
Open their eyes where they, because right now they can't see.
Exactly.
Make them aware.
Hmm.
I mean, them real sincere. Make them aware.
Yes.
Let your will be done in their life. You know what? Meet the need for them today. Maybe they got a need and I don't know it, but meet
Exactly.
their need. Just stuff like that where you don't even know sometimes why.
Hmm.
It for me. That's what it be like. Lord, I'm not even. I need you to meet a need.
Hmm.
Because maybe they got a void that maybe they got a void that nobody knows about. Only you know. Meet the need.
Hmm.
Send whoever needs to be sent.
Right.
Bless them. Let your will be done more than anything.
Right.
That's the main thing. Because there's nothing else that I could ask, want, or pray for anybody, but that the Lord's will be done concerning you.
And
And
change their mindset and let them trust you the
right,
more, get to know you the
right.
more, get a better relationship with you. And if they don't
That's,
know you, Lord save them.
that's it.
It
That's
it's so
it.
important for we to have sincere prayers. I don't want to see anybody wrong. I don't want to see anybody going through anything.
Nope.
That's not my heart.
My thing
So
is allow them to see themselves.
exactly.
Allow them to see themselves. Allow them to see themselves the way you see them. Because obviously they feel like we don't see them like you do. You know, maybe
Exactly.
that's what it is. Sometimes that's what it. Sometimes other people have to see who they are to other people in order to see them.
Mhm.
And that's, if I ask a person, how do you view me?
Hmm.
First of all, they would be stumped because they be like, okay, where did it come from? Most people, that's what they do. Why are you asking me that? I just need you to answer the question. Do a poll one day. Ask five of the people in your circle how they view you, how you feel about me, and see what's the answers that you get back.
Mhm.
Just see. Just take a self inventory poll with five of your friends and see what the response is. You will be surprised how five of your friends. Now, if all of them think the same way, you good. But you'll be
Right.
surprised. You got five different friends, and all of them see you in a different light
Mhm.
because you mean something different to everybody. Everybody don't the same. It's not the same feeling. Like my feelings about Quint wouldn't be the same about another friend that I have because they're two different people, right? So I couldn't give them the same self poll as I call it. So I'm telling you,
And
try it one day. Just follow your friends, do a self poll, and see what happens, and just take it from there. But I promise you, forgiveness is a real big thing that's not just bad in the church, but outside of the four walls,
mhm.
it's worse because
Right.
all the unchurched people really don't know how to forgive. The unchurched folk that don't know, to them, you did it. I'm gonna let you know you did it. I want you to feel what I feel. But then some of them are quicker to forgive than the folks in the church. But the folks outside the four walls are the ones we want to talk about the most. When they hearts are sometimes bigger and better than ours inside the four walls. So I'm telling you, forgiveness is something. And it's something that we all have to learn how to work on. So Fred, we see that you popping in and out here, sir. You in here. So I know you got something to say.
Oh, you know I do. I always got something cooking. So one of the things that I said that I've learned this particular journey of mine that forgiveness of self is a very, very important step in a positive path forward. And the reason it's an important step is because if you can't forgive yourself, then you, like y'all mentioned earlier, you can't forgive nobody else. How can you say you forgive somebody, but you haven't forgiven yourself for whatever mistakes, whatever error you made, or whatever part you played in whatever went down? Excuse me. And I just think, I really believe that this particular book could be really a game changer for a lot of people because there are a lot of people that's out there that's walking in unforgiveness. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for those who are out here listening and watching, that's a bad place to be. That ain't a comfortable place. That's not a comfortable place to be when you walk around like that and you still feeling like something like like you holding a grudge against. I won't say you hold a grudge against the person that hurt you, but you probably could be. But think about it from this aspect, y'all. Forgiveness isn't for the person.
Your mic going out for it.
No, forgiveness isn't for the person that hurt you. It's for you, nobody else. And when you come to the moment where you ask somebody to forgive you, they're not obligated to say they will or they won't. That's that's strictly their choice. So you got a 50-50 chance of that person forgiving you or not forgiving you. But you have a 100% chance of forgiving yourself. And most people, I guess, to look at it from that perspective or that point, a lot of people don't look at it like that because, yeah, you got a 100% chance of forgiving yourself, but it's a 50% chance of somebody forgiving you. Why not take that 100% chance and forgive yourself so that way you can start that forward path.
Right.
It's true. And
Part of forgiving. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of times, people are waiting on an apology from somebody in order to forgive them. But if that
That ain't a
person
guarantee.
that you're waiting on the apology for never apologizes, can you move forward?
Right.
Or if they do apologize, will it even be enough?
Right.
And I was asked that question by somebody because um, with my dad, I held a lot. I walked in hatred. I dealt with a lot of unforgiveness concerning him. And when I forgave him, it was a wonderful thing because I felt a weight lifted up. But we have brought somebody on a podcast, and they were like, if your dad never, if he would have apologized, would it have been enough for you? Or would you still have had questions and you still want answers? And look, and that's where I would have been. Whether you apologize to me or not, it would have never been enough because it was so many years that has gone by. So why am I going to hold him to that knowing that he's not going to accommodate my need concerning that? I have to truly forgive him and truly love him so that I can build a relationship. If I've been asking God for a relationship for all them years and he gave me the opportunity to have it, why am I going to show a conditional relationship based on if you apologize, if you answer these questions, if you no, that's not a relationship. That's not moving forward. That's not getting to know him. And if I would not have let it go, I would not have figured out exactly a lot of my characteristics because I realized I am a lot like my dad. Yes, I knew I had some characteristics of my mother, but I got more of my dad. So, yes, I am a lot like him.
But
But if I
the
would not have allowed him into my life the way I was supposed to, then I wouldn't have known that.
but you know what? And I just thought about this. Sometimes we as human beings put conditions on forgiveness, and we
Mhm.
put unfair conditions on having on the person that's supposed to forgive us, or the person that we're seeking forgiveness from or for, and we put conditions on that, and they're like unfair, really, they're unfair and really not conditions that can't be met. Period. And I believe that that's extremely harmful because forgiveness doesn't come with conditions. It's just a simple I forgive you or I don't forgive you. And like I stated earlier, that person's not obligated to forgive you, and you're not obligated to forgive that person. There's a 50-50 chance of that. But when you put conditions on forgiveness, you you block so many other things. You block you block the opportunity for to have peace of mind and peace in your heart, peace in your soul. You also block the opportunity for you to be blessed, for God to bless you or progress you forward. Because I strongly believe that forgiveness is one of those things that you have to try to do if you want to move forward. And even with me, I'm working on that because there's still things with me that I'm working to forgive myself from, but also forgive others of. But when folks put like extraneous and unmeetable and ridiculous conditions on it, that's like, to me, that's not sincere. That's not asking for sincere forgiveness. That's like, well, I forgive you if you do this, or if you don't forgive me, then I won't do this. Come on, man. I mean, if you're asking for forgiveness, that should be something that is sincere from your heart. and something that you're really seeking to have, because true forgiveness releases so much stress and strain on you. Now you don't have to live with that weight anymore. Now you don't have to live with that hurt or that harm or that pain that you've been dealing with for however long you've been dealing with it. So you do have to do. I mean, when I ask somebody to forgive me, there's no conditions I put on that. I can't, because I'm there. Who said that? Who even gave me permission to I even put conditions on something like that? So I don't do it, and I don't expect anybody else that's seeking that type of thing for me to do it. Because the moment you say, "I'll forgive you if you do this," that's not sincere. That's like now you're just negotiating something. And forgiveness isn't negotiation. It's seeking to be seeking someone to say, "Hey, just can you forgive me for this, or I forgive you for this, or better yet, I forgive myself for what I'm doing." It's not negotiation. It's a declaration, honestly speaking. I don't know. When people do that, it kind of it grates my nerves when folks throw conditions on things like that, and with something that shouldn't have a condition put on it.
Well, I mean, I feel like it says a lot about the person.
Yep.
At the end of the day, if that's how an individual is working, that's your move. It says a lot about you as an
Yep.
individual. As for me, as an individual, I have learned um, to open myself up a lot, but I know how to guard my gates. I know how to
Right.
guard myself, and I guard myself well. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I also know how to open myself up to where if I'm dealing with an individual who don't know how to do that, and they're so hard walled, as we say,
Right.
some people are. You have to learn how to become vulnerable enough for another hard walled individual for their wall to crumble.
Right.
Because if
Right.
you never show that part of who you, if you always this, and it's all you always, this is always your stance, but you can never be just mellow. Your stance is always, yeah, I'm always up and I'm always ready. Yeah, I'm always ready. But at the end of the day, my stance don't have to be where every time you encounter me, that's what you do.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? That shouldn't have to be what you deal with. And in a relationship, if you're looking for somebody who is in need of love, give them some. Look, you can show love in multiple ways.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? Hugging somebody who not used to that. That's
Oh
showing
yeah.
a person love. Telling the person, I love you, because they're not used to somebody saying it.
Oh
They're not
yeah.
used to hearing it. Little ways of being able to break. I mean, not saying that you're breaking down a person to break them, but you're
Right.
trying to break that outer shell to where you can get, as we used to say as a kid, you break the outer shell so you can get to the good stuff on the middle,
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
you know,
Get to
and
the
that's
middle of the
that's
tootsie pop.
right, and that's what you want with a person. I don't want to feel like I'm having to fight against I'm this when I'm dealing with you, you know.
Right.
And even in that, I understand that you got trust issues. You don't know whether you can trust this person, what they say or not. But okay, what I'm asking you to do is go based off of my action.
Hmm.
If every time you with me, every time you talk to me, what you get is the same, then there
Yeah.
you go. You decide. I can't make the decision for you. You
Mm-mm.
decide. And it's the same thing when it comes down to forgiveness. All I can do is ask for it.
Right.
That's
It's
it.
your choice. It's your choice to make. whether
Yep.
you choose to make it or not, whether you say yay or nay. After I ask for it, it's no longer on me.
Nope.
Exactly.
I've done
Exactly.
my part. I've asked you for it. And I did that out of the sincerity of my heart, not to just say, hey, no. If I come to you and I ask you, you know what? I ask you to forgive me because of blah, 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 blah. And it's just that simple and straight put.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
But the funny part about that is, Coco, is that when a lot of people will say that if you ask somebody for forgiveness and they choose not to do that, you should ask them again. No,
No,
my
No.
job. I asked
no.
you one. I asked you one
I
time.
did
My job is done.
right. It's no I'm coming to you multiple times. I shouldn't have to do that. And nobody should, really. If I know that there was sincerity in it, even with now I ain't gonna lie, I have had times where people have apologized to me,
Right.
but I knew that the apology was nothing. And I would literally look them in their face and say, you know what? Your apology really don't mean nothing to me right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
We're
and
good
it
over here.
wasn't right, but it's because one, I really didn't know that the apology was not sincere. But two, you only saying it because you feel like if you apologize to me, we gonna be back cool and we not. And that's it. We're not. We good. You showed me you. I'm cool with it.
Exact.
You know what
Exact.
I'm saying? And that's it. There's no need to. Why do I want you to apologize for being you?
And there's
Exactly.
even instances where, let's reverse it. There's instances where I've apologized to people just because your feelings are real
Yeah,
and you're feeling some type of way. So I'm going to apologize to you, whether I feel like I did wrong by you or not. I'm going to give you that sincere apology,
right.
and I'm going to have peace in that because you're hurting, and I don't want you to hurt. So I'm going to apologize. And I have done that.
Yeah,
So at that point, if you don't move forward, there's not much that I can do
right. But
because now you're
again,
hurt.
but you gotta catch the prominent word that you said was the sincerity.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
When you can look at a person who do something. Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
What part of that was sincere?
none of it. None
Please,
of it at
please. Not, right. So you already know. I would just be like,
all. Right.
and I've done that when people that not didn't even have a response or answer. Just
Mm-hmm.
Good on that, pimp. And
right, because I knew what I was dealing with. I can't be mad at you when I know what I'm dealing with.
Right.
It's
yep.
you have shown me what I needed to see.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And
no apologies needed. None. I
and
can't be mad. I'm not gonna be disappointed.
mm-mm, just know what it is at that point.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's even after the act of forgiveness.
Right.
Once you know, and that's it. This is what you do.
Right.
There's nothing else left to do after that.
That's it.
The moment you ask, the moment you ask for forgiveness, is you pretty much left it at the door, and you left it for that person, for that individual to
Right.
either walk in the door or stay in front of the
That
door.
part.
That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing else to it. There's no other responsibility from that. You've asked for forgiveness. You literally abdicated your responsibility.
Right.
It's up to that person now. It's up to that person.
That's it.
Why would I ask somebody several times? Why would you ask somebody several times to forgive you when only one time is what's required?
Right.
One one sincere time is what's required. You
For
It's up to them.
for me, I mean, and you guys can beg to differ or agree. But for me, I feel like repentance and forgiveness go hand in hand. And
It
the
does.
reason why I say that is because if you think about it, according to the Bible, us repenting means that we won't do it no more.
Exactly.
right? When you
That
ask for forgiveness, that means you don't have no plans on doing it no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's
they go hand in hand. So at the
Hmm.
end of the day, okay, for me, okay, well, you know what? If that's what you asking, that's what I'm gonna do. But
Hmm.
trust and
exactly.
believe, you do it again, and they say that we supposed to forgive every time somebody asks,
Hmm.
right? But my thing is, I'm not gonna keep dealing with you about the same thing.
No.
After the first two, you might get two out of me, and that's a might. After the second one, it ain't no more.
And the thing
It
is,
ain't no
and if
more.
I
I'm not
repented to you, if I repented to you, and I know this is a cycle, I'm not
right,
going to keep repenting regarding the same thing.
right.
I repented more than once because your feelings were real. I'm not going back to the same thing because you don't want to let go.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
I
can't.
got for me. I put the two hand in hand.
Oh, they're
Hmm.
synonymous. They are
Right.
very
I
synonymous.
put
They are
them
very
hand in
synonymous.
hand. That to me, you telling me, you asking me means you don't have no plans on doing it no more.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna grant you that we good. But if it let it happen again, it's gonna be a pause before the, and I'm gonna look you dead in your face. Last time. That's it. It
Yep.
ain't done. Mhm. We good.
Because at
Yep.
that point, especially if the shoe was on the other foot and I asked you to forgive me, I repented, and you start burning bridges, at that point, I gotta let you go. Especially because
I'm
a
not
lot
gonna
of times, like I said in the beginning, a lot of times the people that you holding a grudge against don't even know that you're holding a
exactly.
grudge because you never told them what you were feeling.
Or if they do, they probably don't. They probably don't. They probably don't care.
No, I know for me myself, I'm one of them. I don't like to keep talking to a thing.
Mm-mm, at
You
all.
understand? I'm not gonna keep going back and forth. I'm not gonna keep
Right.
talking to a thing because it's gonna get to a point. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna wash my hands of it, boo.
Hmm.
Exactly.
And when I say I'm gonna wash my hands of it, I mean exactly what I say. That that part. A few
Exactly.
times we gonna take. You know how they tell you to lather up in the
Yep.
hospital. You see the doctor scrubbing it.
Yep.
Honey, when I say I'm washing my hands of it all the way clean, because I'm done.
Right.
If you ever hear me say that that's what I'm doing,
That's it. Pretty much
Right.
the done duck.
that's it. Because I'm not. Why would I continuously put something on myself and take it on as a weight when I don't have to?
Exactly.
Because
Right.
once you do that, that is not what you're doing to yourself. You're
Exactly.
taking
Exactly.
on something that you do not have to take on. Why am I adding more
Hmm.
stress to my life? I got enough.
Right.
I
Exactly.
got enough. I
Yeah.
don't need your stress on top of what I already got.
Exactly.
Right. And look,
I'm trying to find peace in the stress I got now.
exactly.
Right.
And one thing I'm gonna say, and I don't know if y'all touched on this or not. You know, s- my and I had to learn this. I really had to learn this. Um, I really had to learn this particular part of it because forgiveness is several parts of it, but it's also everything that's all encompassing. I mean, and I say this: stop asking somebody more than one time to forgive you, or stop worrying about if somebody wants to forgive you or not, or whether or not you want to forgive somebody. It's a simple choice: you will or you won't.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's not even that. First of all, let's just piggyback up off of what you just said for a second. Not even that. Stop worrying about what other people think about you.
Right.
Their
That
opinions
part.
don't even matter. Now, first
Everybody
of all,
got one.
first of all, ask yourself: are any of these individuals who opinions that you worried about, are they paying your bills?
Nope.
Are they keeping your lights on?
Nope.
Are they putting the food in your mouth and in your fridge? Are they putting the gas in what you riding around in? Do they make any of your life possible? If not, I can
Don't
care
worry
less.
about it.
You see what I'm saying? Like you got too many when you have people who value. what other people think or say about them so
Mm-hmm.
much that it plagues them, baby, you
Mm-hmm.
got a problem.
Exactly. You
You
Big
got
become a
a
time.
people
problem.
pleaser.
Right. And that's when all of that crap, I don't know. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Mm-mm.
look, my thing is like, okay, I'm asking you forgiveness. If I'm not gonna ask you but one time, if you do or you don't,
Right.
at that
And
point, I'm absolved of all that. I
but
did my part.
it goes back to what me and Quint were talking about earlier and what she just said. Half of the time, a lot of these people, you don't even know they got a problem with you.
Nope.
Right.
I had a girl come up and tell me I ain't seen this girl since we was in high school. Yo, I left high school when I was 16. I went straight to college. I ain't seen this girl since we was in high school. I'm 40
Mm,
years old now. I saw this girl 3 years ago. She come up and tell me, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Oh, hey, you remember me? Yeah. I always had an issue with you. Really?
really?
Why?" And
Okay.
I never knew. I'm looking. Why? I never knew.
What I do?
But for her to say that after all these years, baby, what was your issue
What was
then?
your problem?
Right. And then when she said it, I said, "Sweetie, you had the issue with the wrong thing." I said, "See, this is the thing." And let us go ahead and put out this. Let me put out this disclaimer. Stop taking other people's opinions about people and making them your own. Learn that
Exactly.
person for yourself.
Exactly.
You understand? That was what the problem was. She took what somebody else said about me
Mm-hmm.
and had her own perception in her head of what was going to happen if she ever approached me based off of
Mm-hmm.
what somebody else said instead of just approaching me. And you can't do that. I wouldn't look at you, Fred, and take Quint opinion about you without knowing you for myself.
Exactly.
Right.
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna watch you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a few conversations here and there.
Yep.
But I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna watch you.
Exactly.
My watching you is my way of getting to know you. After I do all of that, then I make my own perception. I don't go based off of somebody else.
Yep.
Because a lot of times we do that and we have the wrong perception about people. And
Right.
then we stereotyping based off of somebody else's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yep.
your own, because you ain't seen it for yourself. Just based
That's
off of what somebody else has said.
Yep.
And we be
And
wrong.
that's right.
and perception is good when it works when it works
That
in the
part.
correct way.
That part.
It's a dangerous weapon when it's used incorrectly, and we as human beings use
That
perception
part. Huh?
so incorrectly.
Honey, let me be the first one to take. We as people need to learn how to shut the hell up.
And
Because
just
the words, and I say that because you go and you take what somebody else say, another person take it, and they add their part. By the time it get back to where it's supposed to be,
it's
Mm-hmm. It's
there's
wrong.
so much added on, and there's
Mm-hmm.
so much that have been said, and all of it, most of it, is a lie. There's gonna be some truth in it somewhere, but most of it is gonna be a lie. And then you
Exactly.
got to go back and try to decipher and fix the lie.
and sift through
I'm
all
not
that.
gonna do all that, honey. Believe what you want to believe.
Yep.
I'm,
You
I'm
have
quick to tell. I'm quick to tell you, baby. If that's what you heard and that's what you believe, go believe what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
you can
Am
have
I
whatever
finna
false
go back
pretenses
and
you
forth
want.
with it? Right. Am I finna go back and forth with you about somebody else's perception?
Negative.
If they told you and 500 other perceptions added on to it about me and you don't know me?
Right.
No,
Nope.
boo boo. I ain't even finna give you that type of time.
Mm-hmm.
You
Man,
and the people attached to it either. I'm not gonna give none of y'all that type of
Exactly.
time. So
It,
my thing for you is believe what you wish.
believe
that's
what
At
you
it.
this
want.
point, I wish you well on all your endeavors, but
Yes.
believe what you wish. Because I'm not
I say,
Exactly.
you got your version. I got the truth.
that part. And at the end of the day, if you around me long enough, you gonna know what's what.
Exactly. Exactly. And I,
If
man,
somebody tell you she's straight with no chaser, they right.
Mhm.
Just best be prepared for what you about to get, because it's
That
gonna be
part.
real.
That okay. Catch me on the good day. Don't catch me on the medicated one. Cause my mouth get worse. That's it. That's all I can say. You better catch me on the good one. Don't catch me when I'm good and medicated, because it's gonna get worse. Don't
Look,
bother me.
what we got
Right.
to realize is that we are responsible for us.
For
Whether you
us.
walking in forgiveness, whether you walking in unforgiveness, you're responsible for you. Like I said today, I posted something in a group that Coco and I are in, and I said, I'm learning to love with an agape love. I'm learning, regardless of how quiet you are, people are still going to talk. I'm learning while you're in your place of healing, some will check on you and some will not. I'm learning while you're on the potter's wheel, people have a right to their opinion. I'm learning people will have a problem without your knowledge, but I'm learning to keep praying, loving on God, and not hold a grudge because I am responsible for me. So I choose love and forgiveness in liberty and not captivity. That's
Look,
my attitude.
Honey.
That is my
man,
attitude in this season.
grudges are such a dangerous thing.
Right.
Well,
People are going
first
to
of
talk
all,
regardless.
but this is the thing. First of all, no offense to nobody, and y'all know I love the both of y'all on the screen. But there's nothing about neither one of y'all that I would have a grudge for.
Right.
And
True.
that's not saying nothing about y'all. But
But
that's just me being real. There's
it's
nothing about me that I will feel like y'all. There's a reason for you to have a grudge with me for.
right.
But the funny part about that is
What is it that's supposed to be so special about me that you ill and you all out of pocket for?
And my
but see,
motto is I'm not going to hell behind you because I'm holding a grudge against you.
exactly.
That part.
I am not doing it.
That
Why?
part. Come
And
on
the,
now.
and holding a grudge don't serve nobody no good at
Now,
all.
Exactly. And
now,
it just
now.
makes you
That
mad.
man, look,
You walking
people hold grudges for the sake of it.
around.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like you mad for what? And who? What?
What you mad about, man?
What?
For real.
Like I said, I had a person come, oh, I'm mad at you because blah 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 blah. And then when they sat down to talk to me and they realized that I wasn't even the person they was looking for. Do you
Wow.
know how many people in this world got the nickname of Coco?
Uh, I
I wasn't
few.
even the Coco. I wasn't even the Coco they was looking for.
How about I
But
met
you
one
got a
at
whole
work?
right, but you got a whole problem. But you got a whole problem with me because you heard the name
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
and you didn't, baby. I don't even know you.
Right.
Your problem is what exactly?
You
And
got a
whose
grudge
name
with me?
is
That is a you problem.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Your issue is with you.
Right.
It is not. It's baby. Your problem ain't me. Now
Mm-hmm.
trust me. If your problem with me, you would know why. That I
Exactly.
can guarantee you that. But that ain't your. That's not what the issue is.
Right.
The issue is I'm not even the person you looking for.
Exactly. So, Mr. Parker, you are right that some people that hold grudges do need professional help, but they may not need professional help. They just need to come to their senses and realize that
They
holding
just
that
need
grudge
to
ain't gonna do
listen.
nothing but
No,
make them
they just need to come to Jesus meeting.
man come to self
That's
meeting
what we
first of
need. A
all.
come to Jesus meeting. We know what those are.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You better
oh yeah,
either go talk to him on your own, or we don't need to meet up. So we gonna come to Jesus together.
exactly.
Right.
I mean, it's simple for me. And I'm one of them types. I don't like he say she say. I ain't never
Mm-mm.
been one of them. If you finna bring it to me about this one, hold on, because I'm finna go get them and we gonna have this conversation together.
Yes. Yes.
And then when we get together now, and
We can hash it out.
just like when I was in high school, I dare you to lie, cause that's when I'm a black both of your eyes, cause I don't like this, cause this I don't do. I don't do this right here. Don't do that. At the end of the day, just own up for what you say. If you
Exactly.
said it, you said it. Okay, that's how you felt. Okay, but
Like I said,
we grown. Own up for the stuff that you say and do. Why we got to try to throw it off? I don't like to throw it off. The subliminal stuff. We ain't doing subliminals either. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Exactly.
Period.
Yep. My thing is, you want to hold a grudge against me? That's completely on you.
Right.
You do what you do. I'm over here out of the way, and I ain't paying attention to none of that, man. Cause
Right, like no, like that's not what you do. At the end of the day, there is nothing that I don't feel like I can say to Quint and that I can't say to you. That if somebody came back and told you, I said, "Oh yeah, she said it. I know she said it." Okay.
But this is the thing. I know you well enough to know if you said something, you already said it to me. So therefore, you can't come to me concerning what she said.
exactly.
That part.
Cut it quick.
That part.
I'm gonna shut you all the way down. First off, you talking about my sister. Secondly,
Number
you
one.
got my
Number two.
That part.
play those games. So just that's 1 and 2. Leave it alone.
That part too.
I would pray that if you have an ought against me, especially if I don't know what it is, that you are woman or man enough to come to me so that we can rectify the situation because we're all grown.
That part.
Yep.
If you're not, then there's nothing I could do about it but live my life happily
and go on. That's it.
and go
Keep
on.
it pushing.
My
Keep it pushing.
thing is why do we
that God
allow
has called to me, that's telling me to me? I have to do what the Lord is telling me to do. So if you're walking around in captivity and walking around in unforgiveness and walking around holding grudges and you're about to go on a slippery slope to hell, and I don't even know why, baby, it ain't nothing I can do about it.
The biggest thing out of what she just said is, first of all, I got to do what thus says the Lord when I want to and when I don't want to, whether it includes you or not. That's the biggest thing. Whether you stick with me or you don't. That's the biggest thing right there. It's so many people y'all worrying about who rocking with you. Yo, these Negroes that's rocking with you now ain't gonna be rocking with you next season.
And the thing is, some people that fall off, some people that drop off is gonna hurt. It's going to hurt. But guess what? You still have to move on.
That part.
No matter what, you have to walk in obedience to God. It's not about men. It's not about people pleasing. I did that. It's not about that. Once you get mature in the Lord and you build your own relationship with Him,
that's it.
You move forward in what He's telling you to do. Through hell or high water, you move forward in what the Lord tells you to do. As much as it hurt, through sickness, through pain, through storm, through rain, whatever it is. Because at the end of the storm and the rain, guess what? It's going to be production. So listen, keep moving. Keep flourishing. Keep allowing the Lord to use you. Don't stay stagnant in your past. You can't change it. It's history. You can't change it.
That look. The biggest thing that y'all need to understand is anything that is producing something is gonna have something that's gonna fall off.
Exactly.
You understand? When a plant grows, when trees grow, they grow. You see them nice, they be pretty, and you like to see the little sprouts and you like to see the blooms when they just start to blossom. Honey, when them blooms come out, they pretty for a season. After that season, guess what happened? They fall off.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
And how can you expect people to continue to stick around? At some point, even your biggest comrade might have to fall off because that's the way God designed it.
Exactly.
If they came along, they did what they were supposed to do. They pushed you to their point, their destination point in your destiny.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You understand? Everybody that you know has a destination point with you,
That's it.
right? So if
They
they have pushed you to your destination point and your destiny, it's now time for them to go push somebody else.
And
exactly.
Why do
guess
you
what?
think? Why do you think it's supposed to be a lifelong venture?
It's not. It's
It's
not.
supposed to for you to get okay. Let me come in to help this individual here while she is helping me here. Because there's some things that she's strong in, I'm not strong in. There's some parts that I'm strong in that she's not strong in. So let me show her what I know. She gonna show me what they know. Fred gonna show me what he know. We gonna
Mhm.
bang this thing together, and when we hit that destination point, bam! Now it's time for us to take what we know and go help somebody else.
Exactly.
And
And
listen,
people,
listen,
man.
there is some things
Woo.
like my plant right now. I was sharing with somebody, my plant is pruning itself because the pot right now is not big enough anymore. So what it's doing is there's certain leaves that are falling off on its own in order for the other ones to come up.
Yep.
Look, it's pushing past me trying to stunt its growth. It's like I'm
That
still gonna
part.
grow. I'm still gonna blossom. I'm not allowing you to stunt my growth any
That
longer.
part.
I'm gonna do what I need to do. My baby is going to flourish because guess what? I pruned it and I cut it and I replanted it. The baby is flourishing. So listen, sometimes you got to prune yourself because people are
Girl.
taking too long and they trying to delay your process.
Come on with it
You
now.
have to do your own pruning.
Yep.
Look, first of all, we got a song say that sometimes you got to encourage yourself.
Yes.
That's what it say. Not only that, I'm gonna tell you from over here. I work with the finances, y'all. As a financial advisor, I tell you that your first investment need to be where
You.
you. Your first investment needs to be yourself. If you're not investing in you, how do you expect somebody else to want to invest in you?
They're
Exactly.
not.
If you're not investing in yourself to want to be better, to want to learn, to have the wisdom to do what it is that you say you can do
Right.
so well,
That's
Yep.
right.
you have to invest in you. I can't expect Fred to invest in me and not know nothing about what I do, and I'm not confident in me to do it either.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
I can't expect that. Just like he can't expect me to invest in him. If I look at him and say, "Well, Fred, do you believe in you?" Let me get back to me when you believe in you, and we'll talk.
Exactly. Exactly. And the one thing I think people are afraid of is that they're, and I've been a victim, and I've been guilty of this on more than one occasion, is when to let folks get off at whatever destination they're getting off at. Because
That part.
Hmm.
people are like, I look at certain people that were in my life, like folks that ride a transit system. They gonna get off at their scheduled destination, regardless of whether you want them to stay or not. They gonna get off whatever that scheduled destination is, wherever, regardless if you say please stay or don't go. They gonna get off and move on to wherever else
Hmm.
they gotta be. And it's hard to let those people go, especially if someone's been instrumental in pushing you in a certain direction, or pushing you in a positive direction, or helping you be a much better person, or much positive person. It's hard to let folks go like that.
Right. But
But
it's not. But it's not a bad let go.
Right.
true.
It's just like when you got people in church. If you coming up in ministry and your leaders look at you and say it's time for
How's
you
your
to get promoted. If
hmm
they come to you and say it's time for you to get promoted, you gonna turn around and look at them and say, but why? Are you
I was
gonna be thankful for the promotion?
right.
I mean,
Because
it's
It's gonna
just
have
like
to be the latter first. It's gonna have to be the latter.
I look at life and people, and I look at it like an elevator. We don't go in nobody building without knowing when you get on the elevator what floor you're supposed to stop on,
that's right.
right? So
Right.
why would you get on the elevator and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna just get on the elevator and I'm gonna ride it"? When it stop, I'm
Hmm.
just gonna get off. But your room on the 3rd floor, you went to the 12th floor for what?
Right.
You on the wrong flow.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what we do in life a lot. Sometimes we put ourselves ahead. You catch what I said?
Yeah.
We put ourselves
We.
ahead.
Exactly.
Not life did it. Not that's where we was
We
going.
did.
We put ourselves ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to deal with the consequences because now you on the 12th floor. Let's just say the elevator just happened to stop and it don't work. You got to walk down 12 flights to get to the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And you put
You
yourself in
make
a
it
bind
harder
you're
on
one that you shouldn't
yourself,
have.
right? And you make things harder on yourself when you don't have to.
Right. And just to elaborate on what you said, a leader's job is to cultivate, to build, and to release. Okay?
That's it.
Cultivate, build, and release. You don't
Not retain.
belong to that leader. So you're not supposed to stay.
That's
You,
it.
the word said, greater works. Greater works.
Yeah,
So
he
if
do.
the leader did their job, you are a representation of them. So when they send you out, they know that they can trust you with what they
That's
sent you
it.
out with. Okay. And
That's
they know
it.
that you're not going to go out there and act a fool. They know you're not going to misrepresent them. They know that you're going to walk in obedience and do what thus saith the Lord. They know who you are. They know what they're sending
Right.
for.
And they can trust what's coming
Speak
out of your
out your
mouth.
mouth.
Exactly. Exactly. Those, if you're sitting under something that is trying to retain you, perhaps it's not your time. Let's walk there first before I say maybe you're not in the right space. Because sometimes you want to go, like Coco said, before God's timing. And it's not your time to go. You're supposed to remain under. But because you running and doing stuff that you know you have no business doing, you can't sit under it because you don't want your mess called out.
Right.
Or
You don't
better,
want to
or
take
better yet,
accountability. See,
or
maturity accepts accountability. I tell on myself all the
that
time.
part.
Y'all know I stay on timeout. If I'm doing wrong, I'm doing wrong. It is what it is. This year, I only got to put on timeout once so far. But it is what it is because
Technical
I
foul.
have to. Telling me I'm not going to lie about it. We say we
Right. Ain't
grown.
no need.
Why am I lying? I'm not sneaking. What am
That
I
word.
sneaking for?
It ain't no need.
Why? A lie and a sneak is just like a thief. I
That's
can't
it.
trust you.
That's it.
Yep.
You don't need
That's
to
it, baby.
willfully lie to me. Look me in my face and lie.
And
Why?
lie dead to and lie straight to my face.
Why? Just don't talk to me. It's no need if you're going to lie to me.
I
Because
would rather
now
you just not tell me nothing.
right, you're creating discord. Because I have a spirit of discernment and I'm going to see. And then if I call you out on it, now you got a whole attitude. Now you walking in unforgiveness again. But you created it. Okay. We're gonna leave that
It
alone.
don't it
You don't
don't
want
have
problems, don't create them.
it don't have to be. Pretty much like I said again. If you just and I'm not saying that there's a rule book because the Lord will call a flag on your play quick.
Real quick.
You make
Quick.
your playbook, but he called a flag on. Excuse me, I did not tell you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You did that on your own, so now I'm gonna let you deal with it.
Right.
And I'm gonna
Legal
let you deal with
procedure.
it for a while, so you can see the consequences behind not obeying my instruction, going
Exactly.
outside my timing, and what it costs you when you do so.
Take that
And
If you
when
15
just
yard
would
penalty.
listen and waited, whoo, that 4-letter word, wait. If you just would have
right.
listened and waited,
And when you
and
take
just waited,
accountability, look, when you take accountability, God can work on your healing and your deliverance. And guess what? The people that got your back, they begin to know what you pray, what they can pray for, or what they should be praying for concerning
Exactly.
you,
you
because they got your back and they're not throwing it in your face. but you're sharing with them because you can trust them.
Exactly.
Because you took accountability. You didn't lie. You
Right.
took accountability. There's nothing when I say I'm not perfect, Coco knows my flaws. Coco seen me at the
And she
food.
know why too.
Coco came right in my bedroom and like, mm-mm. Look, it is what it is. It is
Yep.
what, when I say she is the little big sister. She is the little big sister. If I
Praise the
get in
Lord.
trouble most of the time, it's from her. Or when she feel like, okay, I'm not dealing with it, she call mama. It is what it is. She hasn't had to do that. Why? Because I'm learning to stay in consecration. Okay. I'm learning to pray and shut my mouth more. You heard me say learning, it's continual. Yes. I'm learning not to respond to everything. I might call her and ask some questions. And she like, baby, if you in peace and you know, okay, yep, you're right. You are so right because I am in peace in it. So it is what it is at this point. So
Look.
yeah, I still even in everything, I make sure I get wise counsel, no matter
That's
what I
it.
go through.
Yep.
That's it. But
Man, look.
just make sure the right counsel, people, please.
Yep. Yep.
Right counsel is
If you hear
important.
that voice,
Oh my God, is that important?
It's so
Please
important.
don't get somebody that. Please don't go to somebody that you know gonna agree with everything you do.
man.
And
That ain't right counsel.
don't walk in, don't get ungodly counsel from somebody you know is already hurting. I told y'all I did that in the beginning. Don't do it because they're going to project it on you.
That's it.
It's
Right,
so
That's
important to
it.
get wise counsel.
right,
Look. I
honey.
put like this. If you hear that voice in the back of your head that says, "I'm gonna throw it," if you do this, I'm gonna throw this flag on the play. Don't do it.
Look,
Don't do it.
look, my nieces and nephews tell me all the time. I was getting ready to do something, and I heard your voice in the back of my head saying, "Mm-mm." And
Right.
I get it from people all the time. They were like, "Oh, I heard you start talking to me just out of nowhere," and I
I'm gonna
because
blow this whistle if you do this.
at the end of the day, a true friend ain't gonna be your amen corner.
That's
A
right.
true friend gonna tell you when you wrong.
That's right.
Always.
If I'm
Always.
wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Hmm.
Don't agree with everything I do, and you know I'm wrong.
That's
Like,
right.
like, hold on, wait a minute. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, sis.
If that's just like if I now I'm not gonna do that, but if I was to cuss Fred out right now, do y'all
Hmm.
think that Quint gonna let me finish my statement? First of all, she gonna be in awe that I'm doing it. And then she goes, wait, hold on, no, wait. I can see this happening on the screen if I was to do that live.
Wait a minute.
If
Flag on the play. Hold on. Wait a minute.
my inbox will be like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Everybody that I would not know. If I have an issue, Fred, we need to talk. And he hates that when I say that to him. He does not like that when I Fred, we need to talk. He can't stand it when I do that.
What I do this?
So I'm telling y'all, I do the same
Damn
thing
it.
to Quinn. Quinn, we need to have a conversation.
But she hasn't had to do that lately, y'all.
So you know what I'm saying? We right. And that's what you do. You can't. You have to be around people that will say, look, no, this is not how you
Uh-uh.
do that. Because
Right.
if
You
you do
gotta
this
do
way,
you.
not only are you gonna have to deal with yourself, but you're gonna have to explain to the Lord why you handle this like that.
And
Exactly.
look, y'all, we are talking about this, but we're still talking about the art of forgiveness
Right.
because it all deals with it. You have to deal with you. You
Right. Think
have to.
about it. Her book, just unforgiveness, period. If I have not forgiven you, imagine how I would treat you.
Exactly.
Foul.
That
All
would not
kinds of
be
foul.
a good that's not a good thing. Because
Hmm.
when you deal with somebody that you have not forgiven, you don't treat them right.
Nope.
Hmm.
You treat them like a stepchild, as some people
Right.
say.
the red-headed
Okay?
one.
Right. And it's not right because of how you feel.
Yep.
Right. And that's the whole thing. That it would not that's not what you do. At the end of the day, you have to do that for you because if every time, as we stated before, that you hear the name, your demeanor change, especially if they come anywhere in your presence, your demeanor change for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you gotta fix that.
Right.
Just because you walk in the room, I got to change. No,
Mm-mm.
baby.
Not
Mm-mm.
at all.
No, baby. I would never give you that much power.
Nope.
Never give you that
Thank
much
you.
power. Because
And
the
nobody should
only
have
person
that much power over you.
that part, the only
Right.
person that could walk in the room right now, my mood gonna change. That's my boo boo.
There you go.
Okay, that's the only reason why my mood gonna change because that's mine. Okay,
And,
that's why it changed because I be happy to see it.
I
and
know
look
that's
and
right.
You know,
understand this. Like what she's saying is not you have to change your whole demeanor because someone else walks in the room. What she's saying is, and I'm amplifying this point. No one should ever put you in a place that you have to change your demeanor or your attitude or anything like that
that
just
part.
because they enter the room
Yes,
or
sir.
walk in your presence. You remain who you are,
That's
regardless of who
right.
walk in the room.
Right.
Exactly.
And then there's some people but some of us and I'm guilty of this too. There are some people that just irritate my soul, and you
I've
walk in the
been
room,
in that.
that bottom lip is just turned up. It's like, dude, if you don't
Ooh.
get your behind out of this room, I will punch you in the nose
But you
But
know
see,
because
what
I don't
I
that's
like you.
learned?
forgiveness.
But you know what I learned that when I was like that, instead of changing my character or coming out of pocket, I would just tell whoever I was around, baby, it was good to see you, but that's my cue. I got to go. I would just exit stage left because if I knew that's what was gonna happen,
Right.
I removed myself from the situation so that I
I
ain't
ain't
even
got
got
there
to go,
yet.
so that I don't even have to go there.
I ain't got there yet.
Right. But I learned that though. That
Right.
was with time. Am I saying that it was just like that all the time? No, no, honey. But there will be some I could see them, honey, and I'll be ready to snatch a whole knot and will physically do it when I saw them. So no, now, oh yep, it's time for me to go. Love you. It was great to see you, baby. Have a good one. You know where I'm at, girl. You got my phone number. Holler at me later. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got there
Or
yet.
or
I ain't got there yet.
I have even done the ones where the person say, please don't leave. And I will sit there, baby, you know what? Killing a person with kindness is something.
Yes, it is.
When they know what they have done and you say, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
All of that. Good to see you. All of that. Bless the
Man,
Lord. Glad that you're still in the land of the living and you mean what you say.
Right.
I ain't got there yet.
It
I ain't got there
comes.
yet.
It comes.
Cause it's still folks that yeah, like that just irritate my soul when I'm in their presence or they in mine. Like, look, I'm gonna need you to exit stay either. I'm gonna leave or you gonna leave or one of us gonna walk out of here hurt, and
But
it
it
ain't gonna
comes
be
with
me.
time. It comes with time. And you know what? The more that you grow,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it happens. If
Exactly.
everybody got a growing stage. When I was in my coming into my early 20s, I didn't like responsibility. Responsibility was not in my vocabulary. I wanted to go do what I wanted to go do, and I did just that. But honey, I had to pay for it later.
That's right.
Because if
That
I if I knew, now, then I would have never done a lot of what I did.
Right, right.
right.
You see what I'm saying? The countless amount of money I blew through because I wasn't wise.
Mm-hmm.
Saving
Right.
was not my thing then. If I wanted it, I went and got it. You understand?
Yep. Exactly,
Exactly.
Just
exactly.
the wisdom that you get as time progresses and you get older. That's the
Exactly.
whole point. Life
Yep.
is a learning lesson, and we'll continue to say it. But anybody who's smart and know you got life in your body, you know that life is a learning lesson, a whole
Yep.
big ball of it.
Yep.
You're not gonna know everything that your life entails and what it holds and what it has to give when you five.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Unless your family is telling you you're five, we have this company, this is your legacy. When you turn 25, you're gonna be running this, and you're going unless they have just ran your whole life down for you, you're not gonna know that.
Right.
Because when you coming up, you got to get older and you got to learn that for yourself.
Yep.
You got to make decisions that, okay, well, what do I want to do with my life? You have to gain this type of knowledge. It don't just come.
Oh
Everything
yeah.
happens with time. Everything is a process.
Yep. And
You know
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying?
man, and
So
like I said before, the process of being a better person is a very painful
that's a
one.
process. That's a good process.
Yep. And
I,
it,
I bless the Lord for every character flaw I have ever had,
Amen.
for all of my character that I got now. Because, honey,
Amen.
He has made me into something that I never thought I would be. So all of that is what you have to do. I'm so glad I'm not where I used to be, and I'm glad that I
man.
have learned. I'm glad that I have learned and made it past a lot of the lessons that life has thrown. Because, honey, you can best believe it threw 1,000 curveballs,
And they
and I
Amen.
knocked them out the park, honey. Softball was one of my favorite at sports to play. So that's what you have to understand. At the end
yep.
of the day, you gotta grow.
Yep.
Look at it. You and her have written multiple books. Can you tell me that when y'all was 12, y'all saw yourself doing that?
Nope.
Not at
Oh
all.
no. Not at
Can
all.
you say that 6 years ago you saw yourself doing that?
Not at all.
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying. Everything is a life lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, and when Shayna was on the show with us the other night, and I might have said it jokingly, but I meant what I said. Y'all go ahead and write 18 and 20. I just keep reading. Because I'm just saying, like for real. Just go ahead and do, because if you starting it, you ain't gonna stop.
Right.
right.
What
Right.
author stop writing until they don't write no more.
Right.
Not too many.
So that's what I'm saying. Keep doing what you do. Change, yes, change is good.
Always.
Welcome it. Don't be so afraid of it. Because think about it. If Quint would have never went through her change, she would have never made it to where she at.
Nope.
She still got more changes to make. We all do.
Oh
In
yeah.
order to get to where we gotta go. She still ain't hit her predestined place.
Nope.
That's right.
And there gonna be some more changes before she make it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The
There
funny
gonna be
part.
more
That's
changes in destination, changes in location. It's gonna be a whole bunch of changes. But
Yep.
you
that's
gotta
right.
do that in order to reach your predestined location.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's just like if you buy a house, you don't move your house 1,000 times. Your house
Not at
is
all.
settled. It's planted on a foundation.
Exactly.
Yep. They ain't going nowhere.
Right. Your house is planted on a foundation. So what is that? It's just like your
Right.
life. At some point in time, you have to root it and ground it on some type of foundation, or you're gonna
That's
be
right.
all over the place.
But some
That's
people
right.
like building their houses on sand.
Hey, if that's what you want, you go
Sand
ahead.
ain't stable.
Because when something
It's,
come and blow, it's gonna be gone. And you're gonna have to
that's
build it
right.
all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to build my house on terra firma, which is
The,
solid
the,
ground.
fo- the foundation needs to be firm. Know
Right.
what you plant yourself on.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. And as
And
of right now, the foundation is started. Y'all got a good foundation, continue it. Just like for
build
me,
on
when
it.
my first book come out, in the back of my head, I'm telling myself, okay, well, I don't know if there's gonna be another one after the first one, but that's what I'm telling myself. The Lord could say different.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Who
Mm-hmm.
that, like I said, when they wrote their first one, who knew they were gonna be five more?
Not at
That's
all.
it.
You gotta start somewhere first,
That's right.
Never,
right?
never knew. had no idea, and Quint can attest to this. Never knew had no idea from number one to where to the
That's
current
what
one.
I'm talking about.
It would even reach that pinnacle, and I'm like,
Right.
well, damn.
Right.
And
But
there's nothing wrong. Keep going.
That's it.
Keep
and there
going.
and there's
That's
a
it.
there's a satisfaction when it comes to like writing that last word of that book that you read. There's a satisfaction that comes to that, because what you put together is something that's gonna be life changing. It's something that's gonna be really, really good for somebody.
Right.
Listen.
And
When
for me, I don't even think it'll just be the last word. I think
right.
it'll be when the book come together and I got it in my hand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To be able
And
to say, wow.
that's right. And when I kicked out two in the matter of 2 weeks, I was like, Lord, this is humbling. This is so humbling
I was like, hold
because
on, wait a minute. She put out two of them. Oh, wait a minute. What she got? What's up with her?
Right. But
listen,
you gotta think about it. Even if you guys had put y'all books in a publishing through a publishing company, when you use a publishing company, after your first book comes out and it does well, they tell you and give you a time that the next one got to come out,
hmm
Yep.
because they do that to keep you hot, as they say,
Yeah.
right.
to keep you circulating. You have a certain time span that the next one got to drop,
Yep.
Right.
right? So that's what you have to ask yourself when it comes down to the first of all, seasons expire.
hmm
Indeed.
So you got to
Indeed.
ask yourself, okay, Lord, I know that this is my season for this, but ooh, if I don't, my season is about to expire.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I'm telling you, y'all better get on the mark.
And
Get
look,
on the mark.
I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get ready to close because it's going on 10 o'clock, 2 minutes to 10. But when I did the art of forgiveness, and then when the Lord gave me the children's book, Black Love Matters, forgiveness and love goes together. You can't walk in forgiveness if you cannot show love.
Ooh,
Show love. You
look.
have to.
I'm gonna say that one more time, because I don't think folks in the back heard you.
Forgiveness and love goes together. You cannot show forgiveness if you can't show love. You have to show love to the person because your apology has to come from a pure place, a
Right.
sincere heart, a place of love. Like Coco said, you can't just
A
come
place
to
of
me talking about,
humility.
I'm sorry. No,
Right.
no,
Yes.
no.
Not only from a place
Who's
of love,
accepting
but from a
that?
place of
I'm not.
humility.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You
I
gotta humble
forgive you
yourself to
because
be
I
asked for
want to be
forgiveness.
forgiven. If I can't forgive you, God is not going to forgive me.
Man,
I want to be
Yeah.
forgiven. I want
exactly.
somebody to love on me.
That part. You
And I have
if
to be
you
able to love me. Love has a
right.
foundation, just like
Let me tell
forgiveness
you
has
something.
a foundation.
Let me
Go
tell
ahead.
you something. You do not want
Woo.
to close. You do not want to leave this world without ever knowing love.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
Because that's a pitiful way to be.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Not ever knowing that somebody cared about you or appreciated you. That's sad.
man.
All because of your feeling, though. It ain't because of
That's
the other people. All because of you. So get
Self
you.
love is the best
If
love, huh?
y'all don't take nothing else from this here tonight, get you
mm-hmm.
together.
That's right.
You
Always start with
That's
you, and
it.
then it goes and it trickles down.
get you together.
So
All right,
y'all
y'all
get
know
the book.
we got to cut it. We gonna let Quinn say her last words because this is about her tonight, and we got to cut it. Y'all know we love y'all to life. Thank y'all for being with us again tonight. Thank you for all the love and support as always. Thank you for everybody that has been in the comment section. Simone, Elder Parker, Miss Parker, Amber, everybody that was in the comment section. We thank y'all for being with us tonight. We thank you for the encouraging words as always. But Quint, go ahead and close us out since this was about you tonight. And Thursday night, we'll be back with y'all again. But Thursday night, Bible trivia and Q&A. All right.
Amen. Well, once again, I love y'all. I thank you all for your support. for, I put the link in the chat. I wish we could go a little bit longer because I'm really, really enjoying this conversation, but I have to go to work. So, with that
Ha!
being said, listen, y'all, stay true to you. Stay true to you. Love on you. Self evaluate. If you have not gotten the book, get the book. And I told y'all, I'm gonna allow you to I'm gonna allow you to win a book. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 10. Put a number in and I'll let y'all know if you win. Between 1 and 10. Coco, I'm inboxing you my number.
Okay. When I see it, I'll let the folks know. So when I see it, I will let y'all know. Whoever the winner is, I will let y'all know via
I sent it
inbox.
to you. I sent it to you, Coco.
Gotcha.
Eh,
Okay, so we're gonna go with exact number or closest to.
Um, exact. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to go again because nobody won yet, unless somebody put it in the inbox.
Okay.
one more time. One more time.
One more time. Pull it again. 1 through 10. Choose.
All right, we got one.
Crystal, pick another number. Elder Parker, pick another number.
Might have to go with the closest one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to
If
go
we
with the
go,
close.
if we go with the closest one, since we did it again,
Well, let's see if
it
Elder
looks
Parker and
like it'll be
Crystal
two
pick another
books
number.
if we do it that way, Quint.
Elder Parker and Miss Crystal pick one more number.
Y'all gotta pick another number.
Well, if that's the case, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it'll be two books.
Well, I seen who put that number in first, but yeah.
Right.
Well, looks like we might be.
Looks like we might have a winners because
Yep.
ain't nobody doing nothing. Okay. Because we got the roll. So I
Winner,
will
winner, chicken dinner.
inbox. I will inbox the winner, and Quint will make sure that you get your book. So we appreciate y'all.
Autograph book now.
The winner will get her inbox from me. So we appreciate y'all and we love y'all so much. And we will see y'all Thursday night and we will announce the winner Thursday night. So love y'all. To
Love
life. Y'all
y'all.
have a great night. See y'all Thursday.